Do make a public announcement in the Philippines, you start screaming, "Hey, what are you doing?" You know, a lot of guys, you're just not at the airport every day. You don't know. Someone comes up to you like they belong. You feel, oh, okay, oh yeah, let me listen to this person. Guys, thanks for watching another video. It's Jay, the Black Filipino TV. Now today, this video is titled Beware of These Scams in the Philippines. Now, a lot of these things happen when you're trying to fill out certain paperwork. You could be at the airport, and a lot of times you're in those situations, you know, especially if you're new to the country, you'll be in a state of, you know, not being sure. And then that's when you find yourself in these problems. And what happens is, this situation here, this first situation, is where a person posed as a fake Board of Immigration employee. She acted as she was a lawyer, right? She used an actual person's that worked for immigration's picture, right? But she didn't use the right name. Found the picture, I guess, on a website of attorney, I forgot what her name is. Immigration actually investigated the lady, and what they found was that it was a fake name. This problem here, they usually do this to foreign students, but it also happens to foreign tourists as well. And they promise to submit your paperwork, and they ask for money up front through online fund transfer, and that's how one student actually got robbed for $45,000. This happens to expats too. They get robbed for even more than that. And the crazy thing about it is that this is usually how legit business is done. Like when I did my permanent residence, right? It was faster for me to use someone that was accredited. So now the people that are accredited, they receive the money through cash, they can receive the money through a wire transfer. So it comes across like it's legit business. And it's really crazy because a lot of times you can't just go with someone that you found online. Okay, you have to make sure. Like I know a lot of people contact me and say, hey, Jay, who's the person that you use? Because they know obviously I did it, my paperwork went through, so I want to use the person he used. But a lot of times when you want to do business online, you have to make sure you know someone that's pretty much accredited themselves that knows that person, because it happens all the time. Find someone that'll lie and say, oh, I'm this person, and show you a picture and make it all believable, and you go, wait a minute, oh yeah, okay, I seen that, I did see them in the paper. You'll see them somewhere else and go, oh yeah, I recognize that face before, I seen that person somewhere. And you automatically feel safe and comfortable. You let your guard down, especially if you're a first timer. It happens, and these things can happen. And also guys, you need to be on the lookout for fake immigration officers promising to escort people at the airport. Now just imagine this. Imagine a person dressed in a immigration outfit, but it's not immigration. You know, maybe the stars that they have that show that the immigration is a little bit off, but it's good enough to fool you. Once again, this could even probably happen to me. Because you think about it, you know, a lot of guys, you're just not at the airport every day. You don't know. Someone comes up to you like they belong. You feel, oh, okay, oh yeah, let me listen to this person. And then, you know, a person can mess around and bring you somewhere and then ask for money and say, oh, well, you know, we have you on this. We have you on this, that you have this paperwork or something. They make up something crazy. Oh, here's a bullet in your bag or anything. The bullet in the bag scam is done, but still, they'll say anything to separate you from your money. And it can fool the very elect, because a lot of guys, first time in the Philippines, you're a guy that's just not aware of these situations. It happens. Somebody very convincing comes behind you, taps you on your shoulder, maybe even two guys do it. Start pushing you to the airport, you're gonna follow the guy, okay? The reason why immigration probably won't say anything, they'll see it, they'll let it go, because they'll think, oh, he must know those people. They could have gotten the airport somehow, and they're just there. Or they could be at a certain part of the airport where regular passengers or regular people can go, the public can go. And that's when it leads to a promising situation. But still, the immigration is definitely on the lookout for these things, and these scams can be very effective. Now, this happened at the airport, and this was a person that actually worked with the Bureau of Immigration. I don't know what this lady was thinking. She worked for the Bureau of Immigration. She was one of the airport personnel. But what happened, she must have had a serious gambling debt, or she must have needed cash for food. Something was going on with this lady, because this is what she did. It was a Filipino, right? She was married to a Japanese guy, and she had been back and forth to Japan, to the Philippines over and over, maybe 9 or 10 times. Because this lady was actually a permanent resident in Japan. Unlike me, for instance, being in a situation like this, right? I'm a permanent resident in the Philippines. Somebody pulls me and tries something, I may know about it. Especially I do videos on this all the time. Personnel asked her to pay 1,620 pesos travel tax for her son, and then asked for 200 for her. But she's been through this process over and over. So she wasn't going for it. That's not the bad part. So the lady personnel, she actually marked her last name and erased it. Erased her last name with a liquid paper eraser off her passport. So the name was missing, right? Filipina actually got upset, made a scene, and this is a situation here where you need to make a scene. You know, a lot of times, of course, the word is out there when you come to the Philippines, be humble. And yes, you should be humble, but in situations like this, you need to make a scene. The lady made a scene, then the airport personnel got all out of sorts. She got out of sorts, then she turned her back, was unfocused. The lady brought attention to herself. Then the lady buckled, the lady that worked, the airport personnel buckled. She then wiped away the liquid paper eraser, and then the lady got her paperwork and went on her way. But the thing is, when illegal activities happen like this, you may need to make a scene. This is where you don't be humble. This is where you do make a scene. You do make a public announcement in the Philippines. You start screaming, "Hey, what are you doing?" Because if something like this is happening with personnel, you make a scene, because that personnel, they definitely don't want a scene to the area. That's like guys doing something in jail. I hate to talk about jail, but it's true. You know, it's the same thing when in jail is crime, and usually they want everyone quiet. You know, the guy with the loudest mouth is not the toughest guy. That's the guy that's the punk, and because that's the guy that wants a scene. So you got to be the punk. You got to be the punk in jail in this situation, because you want to bring attention to the person that's doing something wrong, because that person shouldn't be doing it. They're an official. So, but guys, these things happen, and the thing is, if something like this happens to you, they want you to report it. The NBI, the Bureau of Immigration, all these guys, they want it reported. So say something about it. If anything has even ever happened like this to you, and it happened recently, say something to the authorities, because they'll make sure you get the help you need. If it happened and the person got away with it, it's probably too late now, but if you make a scene right then and there, they'll make sure you got the help you need. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching the video. If you like my content, you can look at the PayPal. You can give me a donation there on the PayPal. Also, you can buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/JTBF. And as well, I'm also having consultations with guys about working online. So you can book a consultation for working online. I have packages for that. I've been doing it for 7 years now in the Philippines on buymeacoffee.com/JTBF. Also, you can get content that represents your journey to the Philippines. And you can get that at foxtonomy.creator-spring.com. But guys, thanks for watching. See you next video. Over and out. All that good stuff with the bad stuff. Let's go.